A while ago, I made a video about manifestation and how not to do it. I'm going to link it here or there, I don't know. And I thought today I will talk about money, the process of how to make a living, especially during or after the awakening process. And yeah, because in this video about manifestation, I also talked about, I'm sure if you watch this video, you kind of thought about this, like manifesting money. And to just do a very short recap, I said manifesting money is old school. Why? Because it's limited. There are so many forms of support that we can get from and through life. And money is just one manifestation, one kind of form how you can get support. And what you actually really want, you don't want the money. You want that something changes in your life to the positive. And you want help. You want support from life directly, so you start to manifest. And if you are just focused on one specific form, in this case money, and you just look from the egoic perspective, I need money, I'm scared of running out of money, I also know this, like I don't want to do this job anymore, and I'm looking for other forms of making money right now, for instance. And soon I realized, like, I'm just focusing on money. But like when you start to relax into your being and just open and watch, there is support for so many different forms, or it comes in so many different forms. Maybe an advice from someone, not from a spiritual person or anything, but maybe even from your parents or a friend that you never listened to. The information, like any kind of information, will come to you, but you will miss it because you're just focused on this specific form of money. And you will miss it, but it's there. Or maybe a person that you want to work with. Maybe, in my case, when I do therapy, like clients that I want to work with, or not being too focused on just the specific thing. Not just therapy, but like meditation and so on, like whatever you're passionate about, what you can offer, just see naturally what comes into your life and how you can kind of make, and I don't want to say call it an income, but get something out of it. For instance, in form of money. But when it comes to the issue of money, is like you're too focused on this single thing. Your imagination is kind of closing down and you can't see the whole picture. I mean, I don't know what's coming next. I really don't know how much money I really need. We want a lot, but you don't need a lot to live. Any kind of animals on this planet can just live their life. We don't need so much. We really don't. Maybe your mind tells you, but you don't. And sometimes it can be helpful to kind of lose attachment to money, not to have that much. But in the end, I don't know if it comes in what kind of form it comes, not always in money, but life will take care of you. If you want to worry, you can worry, but it doesn't leave you alone. Even sometimes, if it seems to be that way, what is it? Who's going to tell you this? It's fear coming from the mind. And I also noticed this, like when I applied for some kind of money and from the government, and when I kind of got rejected, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't see it coming. But when I just relaxed into it, enjoyed my drink with my family in the bar, was a little bit disappointed, sad, angry, but just let those emotions come and go. If there is fear, feel into it, and fear will come. But it's about having this patience and trust and sitting through these uncomfortable situations and to see nothing is going to happen, nothing bad. Maybe there is fear, there's tension, but just letting it all go. And then you can see clearly again. Or also I noticed often there is shame and guilt as well, those two little bitches that are connected to this issue of how to get an income, like receiving money from the government, or maybe not making so much money, or taking a step back, maybe living at your parents' place or whatsoever. It could be anything. Like often guilt, I feel guilty about maybe asking for money or receiving money. There's nothing wrong with it. Or shame, especially like when you do something different than society is doing, it can arise. And what needs to happen at a certain point, if you really want to go that way, you need to let go of all that bullshit, all those stories, all that pressure that comes maybe also through others. But if you're able to let go of it, it doesn't really affect you, what others think of you, what they're saying. And I can tell you out of my personal experience in Germany, like you can get like, for instance, support from the government for like students. And it depends on how much you earn, depending on how much your parents' income is. And for instance, I never really, I could never really get this because my parents earned too much, but also not crazy amounts of money, you know. And there are also like other forms of money that you can apply for, but when people often like feel like, oh, it's like often connected to shame, but it's just bullshit, because at the end, like those kind of, like the money, this kind of energy, it's just energy is flowing, and it's coming from the same source, the same money, like just from the taxes, and one is called this, one is called that, and one's called that. And then society or some people agreed upon that one is better than the other, but it's coming from the same source, and it's just bullshit. And you can freak out about it, worry about it, feel ashamed, but you can choose to let it control you or not. And often what is kind of scary is it's not the unknown. Krishnamurti described this once very well. He said, you cannot be afraid of the unknown. You cannot be scared of it because you don't know it. How can you be scared of something that you know? But what you can be afraid of, oh, here's a fucking cute squirrel jumping around. What you can be scared of is losing all that you've known. But what if I've told you that the things that you know is only a limited, just a small collection of things that you know, because you only look from one specific view, but you didn't watch it from this angle or that, or just open up and expand and see like, whoa, fuck, there's so much more. And there's so many misconceptions that we've got, especially in spirituality, the main one about the nature of ourselves. But once you start working on this, everything shifts. You start to see all the misconceptions about money. It's just a form of energy. Like I also noticed, like, I don't want to be greedy. It's just like energy. Let it flow. Let the money flow. Don't be greedy. Don't throw out everything out of the window. Treat yourself. Spend some money here, some money there. Let it flow like emotions. Don't suppress anything. Don't repress. You will see money or this kind of support from life will come in any kind of form. Money is only one of them. But yeah, life will give you what you need. But we are scared of losing what we know. And it can be scary, I also noticed this. like not having a real income, not getting immediate support from the government, and yeah, what should I do? And there is fear involved in it. And there's also, I don't know if I want to call it suffering, but let's call it suffering or tension that can get, when I also get in my head more than usually. But if you notice what is going on, relax. You see, it's just on the level of the mind. But yeah, I really think, or I'm convinced that life only lets you struggle as much as you are able to handle. It's testing you a little bit here and a little bit there. But if you really want to go that way, don't want to earn money from a 9-to-5 job, you don't feel like it's fitting to you, then there will be fear involved in the beginning for sure. Maybe also in the end, I don't know. But there is a way. And you will find it. And when you trust it, and when you you see things start to work out, you really see it becomes a knowing, a direct experience. You're like, fuck, this actually works. But if you're too concerned with losing what you've known, just those little things, what society told you need to work from this to that and blah, 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 then of course you get scared. But yesterday or 2 days ago, I've heard a really funny Osho discourse. I don't know, like he was making some kind of joke where there was a man and he didn't know really what to order in a restaurant, and he could only order what he was hearing, what other people would hear. And there was a guy and he was ordering like an apple pie. So he could just repeat what he knows. So he went to the waiter and said, 1 apple pie, please. When the apple pie came, it was tasty, nice. So the next day he comes again. The only thing that he knows is an apple pie. So he says, let me get an apple pie. So he eats it and it kind of repeats itself, until he's kind of tired of it and wants something else. And then he starts listening, like looking for cues from life. Not just for one single one, what we've talked about money. And when he's hearing, yeah, I want an apple pie, and he's like, I know this. And someone else is, I want a sandwich with ham, a ham sandwich. And he's like, okay. So he goes to the waiter and repeats it, the same process, and says, this time, I want a ham sandwich. And then the waiter is kind of asking him, okay, I think he said, I don't know, like something with white or brown bread. But the man doesn't understand because it's new. He's getting like tensed up. And you could see it in his face, and he's like, 1 ham sandwich. And the waiter's asking, yeah, do you want it with white or brown bread? He's like, 1 ham sandwich. And the waiter's like also getting kind of tense up. It's like, yeah, with what kind of bread? And then the man is getting so scared, so tensed up, so freaked out by this new unknown thing, but he's like, 1 apple pie, please, because he doesn't know anything else. And I feel like that this is the same when it comes to life, especially with money. You are so used, you're so conditioned by all these old patterns of earning money, but they feel so familiar, so comfortable, like being in a toxic relationship. It felt so comfortable that it's kind of so scary to see that there's anything else, that people can treat you nice. When you experience it, you kind of getting scared because all you've known in the past was just toxic relationships or whatsoever. And the same is when it comes to earning money or receiving money. Who said that you need to earn it? Yeah. So in the story you can see there's always fear connected to it. And if you are not spontaneous, not open to kind of new things, new forms of support, not only money, you will go back into your old patterns and will start, strengthening those conditions again. And everyone is kind of pulling you back into this lower vibrational energy, because this is all society has known. And if people start doing something else around you, they try to pull you back because they're getting scared. They're like, what the fuck, how can this be that this guy is doing this or that? If you have mature people, they will become interested and will say, I like this, what you're doing, it's interesting. But others just, that are very unconscious, they are getting scared. They try to pull you back because they kind of, not consciously, but realize, oh fuck, I could actually have the same things as this guy is having. A lot of free time, still kind of working out his finances, having fun, expanding, growing, whatsoever. But I don't do it, or I don't have it because I don't do the things, because I don't dare to do them. And this is why they fall back into those old patterns of conditioning, so are scared to break out of it, because they haven't seen anything else besides those patterns. And they listen to, society. So these were, I would say, my kind of thoughts on money. So don't be too focused on this one single form of support, which comes in terms of a little green paper or a coin. Money is energy, just like you. Let it flow. When fear starts to kick in, don't be freak out. Go into the silence behind. Watch and look for the cues. Be open. Don't look, just be here and look. Try to be open. Life is helping you. But don't get into your head. And don't manifest for money. There's this popular saying, like, if you ask life or God for money or whatsoever, it will not give you what you ask for directly. It will provide you with opportunities to get, to receive, to create what you're looking for, that you can practice yourself. Yes, I think that's it for today. And it's also super hot here and I want to move into the shadow. And I hope it kind of helped you, gave you different perspective, but fear is always a part of it, I can tell you. And currently I'm just kind of trying to, not figuring it out, but playing with it a little bit and see how it goes. And it's just the beginning, so I don't know how it turns out for me. Maybe next year I'm completely broke and I don't have a single penny in my pocket, or everything works out, or I don't know, things will look completely different. I really don't know. But it's exciting and interesting. And we only live once, so why not making an interesting thing out of it? It can be interesting. Have a wonderful day. Love you.